The members will rise and be led in prayer by Pastor Steve Feden, Calvary Chapel, Louvaina, and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, which will be led by the delegate from Alexandria, Delegate Herring.
Join me in prayer. Our Father in heaven, the men and women gathered before you are here today to manage the affairs of the Commonwealth of Virginia on behalf of her 8.6 million people. We're standing to reflect our shared sense of honor and respect in your sovereign presence. We are humbled by your grace, your tender mercies, and your loving kindness toward us. I pray that my prayers would be more than formality, genuinely reflecting the desire of this assembly that your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Acknowledging that even the smallest of decisions can be daunting and divisive without divine clarity, they are asking you to be present not as a casual observer, but as an active participant in today's meeting. Father, give them ears to hear and a will that may be moved by your good purposes. I pray for those who today carry the weight, stress, and inevitable pains that come from home and family life. I pray that they would feel invited and encouraged to cry out to you personally for their own inner strength and peace of mind that they will need to engage successfully in today's proceedings. I pray that today, with your divine help, matters that seem overwhelming might be solved with greater ease than expected. Father, as they engage in a political world often tainted by selfish ambition, in which it is so easy to think too highly of oneself, I pray that the business of this assembly would be conducted with the humility of our shared human weakness and mortality. Now unto the King eternal, immortal, invisible, the only wise God, be honor and glory forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
Mr. Speaker, it was Sunday, March 28th, 1993. At Crazy Charlie's in Carytown, right here in Richmond, and a young drinker went out for $2 rail drinks to celebrate their 21st birthday. In that bar, there was a graduate student from VCU who'd grown up in the Philadelphia area, working that night as a bouncer. And the story's not going where you think, Mr. Speaker, because while that bouncer did ultimately help that drinker meet with an authority, it didn't happen that night. Mr. Speaker, decades later, that drinker had joined the military, had become a prosecutor, had been elected to public office, and had experienced a lot of public success and a lot of private failure, a lot of public joy and a lot of private pain. And that bouncer had become a physical therapist, and then a farrier, and then a lay pastor, and then a pastor, and then he established what I think is probably the fastest growing church in Louvaina County, Virginia. And those two people who had been in that room together 30 years ago didn't meet for decades. And then they did, through the drinker's participation in a prominent 12-step program, run into one another once again some decades later. And the drinker with 4 years sobriety was looking for something to fill a hole that had been in his soul since he'd been old enough to realize it was there, and he found it in the presence of that pastor who became who had been a physical therapist before that, a farrier, at Calvary Chapel in Palmyra, Virginia. Mr. Speaker, that pastor, Steve Feden, delivered our invocation today, and I have often thanked him for delivering the message of the gospel of Jesus Christ, which has changed my life. And he likes to remind me that he didn't write it, he's just the delivery boy. Mr. Speaker, I pray that each and every one of you will have a delivery boy who means as much in your life as mine means in mine, and I ask each and every one of you to join me in extending the warm welcome of the Virginia House of Delegates to my pastor, Steve Feden.
Welcome, Pastor Feden. Welcome. Thank you.